I want you to go into what I call the compact serve. Now, the compact serve requires you to have a pitching motion. So if you're a boy and you go with daddy and you're doing pitch and catch in baseball, right? Or if you're playing football and you're doing this pitching motion, then most likely you're going to develop the pitching motion faster than the girls. But if you're a girl, maybe you should also try to practice some pitch and catch with dad or mom, and that way you develop this pitching motion. So one good exercise that you can do is you grab two balls, one in each hand, and you're going to toss this one, and then you're going to pitch the other one, and you're going to try to hit this one in the air with this one. Okay, so it looks like this. It's not easy, okay? Now, I got lucky there because I hit the ball on the first try, but it's not as easy as you think it is. Oh, 2 in a row. Wow. It must be the excitement of the video. If I do 3 out of 3, I'm going to scream. Oh my gosh, 3 out of 3. Okay, it's not as easy as it looks, okay? But you practice that. Toss, pitch. Toss, pitch. So now what? Now you grab the racket and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do toss, but instead of letting it go of the racket and pitching the racket, you're going to swing with the pitching motion, and you let the racket come around on the left side of your body. Not too fast, okay? Just try to do the motion. Don't worry at this point if it's going into the box or not. As long as it's cross court and over the net, you're doing good. Okay. So now you're probably gonna find one little problem. You're gonna toss the ball, you're gonna pitch it, and bang, you're gonna hit your leg. So what you're gonna do now is to avoid hitting your leg is you're gonna bring the right leg forward right after you hit. And by doing so, you're teaching your body to move forward while you're serving. And that is a very good thing to have right off the bat. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add what we call the rituals. The rituals, I don't know if you've ever seen a basketball player right before the free throw line. What do? They bounce the ball and then they shoot, right? They bounce, they probably look at the hoop or they look at the square. I don't know, I'm not a basketball player, but I know they're aiming after the bounce and then they shoot. Well, here in this serve, it's kind of like the same concept. You're gonna bounce the ball. It doesn't matter if you bounce it with the racket or with the hand or a combination of the two. Then you're going to sway. And the sway is like a little bit of a rocking motion forward and back, like this. And then after that sway, you do the toss and then the pitching. And this is what I call the compact serve. Now, in order to get more consistent with the compact serve, you do want to brush the ball to the right side of the ball. So you can either have the racket a little more slanted, or you can have it more flat and then turn it. Either way you look at it, whether it's flat and turn it or it's slanted, you want to brush it to the right side. Now, the English invented this game, right? You probably know that, right? So the English, they call this spin, you know, the brushing to the right side. You know, again, if you're a right-handed, if you're a left-handed, it would be the spin would be to the left side. But my point is that they call it the slice serve. So now I'm brushing the ball to the right side, and now I'm doing a slice compact serve. Now don't confuse the term slice with the actual slice like you do at the baseline, because as you know, if you hit a forehand like this, you're brushing the ball forward, so we call that topspin. And if you want to spin the ball backwards, you're going to do like a machete motion, and now the ball spins backwards, and we call that slice. So a slice is backwards, topspin is forward, but the word slice backwards, it doesn't mean that when you serve, when somebody says, okay, can you give me a slice serve? It doesn't mean that you're going to brush it backwards. You're going to brush it to the right. Okay, so it's a little confusing as far as the words, but just make sure that you understand that. All right, so now let's just say that you got very happy. So now I'm going to see if I can beat the invisible player using my compact serve. Okay, that one might have gone out. Okay, that was in for sure. 15 love. $30 love. Okay, now that's interesting because the ball hit the net and then it went over. If it hits the net and it goes in, it's called a let, L-E-T, and the English made up that word for a repetition of the point. Okay, so you repeat that serve. If the let happens to be on the first serve, you repeat the first serve. If the let happens to be on the second serve, you repeat the second serve. $40 love. Game. Okay, so now I got my compact serve. I own it. So now I can go and play matches using my compact serve. If for some reason my compact serve goes down the drain, then you can do a tray technique as a second serve, and you can do the tray technique as your first serve and still survive, right? But I know you're excited about improving your serve, and you've been watching some of the Australian Open.